Welcome to a new series I'm doing how to use a champion in 10 minutes or less. We start with the newly buffed Yellowjacket. Let's hit that timer and get straight into it. Let's kick things off with the signature ability. So this is Hostile Takeover and it's a personal debuff enhancement. So off the special 1, the power stings, if they don't activate, they have a 100% chance to inflict a stun debuff. So at max sig you get 2.1 second stun. Off the special 2, you gain 5 cores charges when Petrify expires. And off the special 3, the power sting has a 100% chance to reapply itself once activated, with 0 chance of it failing. However, if you're not at max sig, there is a chance for it to fail to reapply. Always active. Oh, it's fun enough. Abilities that are always active. Mainly a small amount of physical resistance, but a chunky amount of energy resistance. So it's going to help you in energy based attacks like Magic's Limbo. So we're going to see a greatly reduced amount of damage taken per tick. Here it's only 97 a tick. If you compare that to someone who is in the same class or with class advantage but with no energy resistance, let's say a rank 2 5-star sentry, so it's the same rank, he's going to be taking nearly 3 times the amount of damage compared to Yellowjacket, so it can be useful against magics. It also has other applications, like against nodes where you're going to be getting energy damage dealt, like in Act 6 with the Shock node in the Captain Marvel quest. Here I'm barely taking any damage, but I'm getting some free willpower healing. It also works on the Cold Snap and the Incinerate lane as well. The Nuclear Core is a new ability, and it's always active as well. You start with 40 charges and have an overheat point of 100 plus. The charges are pretty important as each charge increases the potency of personal debuffs by 1%, but also reduces the regeneration rate of your opponent by 1% as well. You gain a charge when either champion lands a hit with 60% chance to activate, but you also gain 10 charges if the opponent launches a special with a 100% chance to activate that. So when the Nuclear Core hits Meltdown Mode, that's when you can get some bursty damage in. So when you hit the overheat point of 100 charges plus, you've got a chance to enter Meltdown Mode for 12 seconds. When Meltdown Mode is over, you return to your starting charge point. While in Meltdown Mode, you have a 75% chance to do additional burst damage in the form of physical damage. It's quite short, so make the most of this mode while you can. So another new ability Yellowjacket has is when dealing with incoming unblockable special attacks. So each hit has a 100% chance to spend 10 nuclear cores to reduce the opponent's attack rate by 75%. Here in Abyssa Legends, we took an SB1 to the face and didn't do too much damage. Let's try and see what happens when an SB2 hits us. You're normally taking a thing SB2 to the face. This would be lights out. So let's see if Yellowjacket can survive. Boom, still survived. And with 5 out of 5 limber, back in the game. It can be quite handy if you do slip up to an unblockable special attack. So how do you stop the unstoppable? Well, via Yellowjacket's new heavy attack ability. So Yellowjacket now has a 100% chance to spend 10 core charges to inflict a slow debuff for 10 seconds, preventing evade and unstoppable effects. However, the only caveat for this, if you're against a skilled champion who has natural class advantage, they cannot be slowed. Much like other slow debuff placing champions. You've got a natural class advantage, you can't stop them. That's really the only downside to this. It's still a nice wee upgrade, and now you can deal with, like this here, the Abyss thing's unstoppable. It is triggering, but he is not unstoppable. So an ability that's remained largely the same is Yellowjacket's ability to power sting the opponent, and there's 2 methods of this. First one is off the special attack 1, where you can inflict up to 3 power sting debuffs. They're no longer passive, and they all have a 90% chance to activate in the last 10 seconds. You can stack up multiple debuffs if you fire off multiple special ones for some added damage. If you are duped, then you do have the ability to stun the opponent if they don't fire the special attack. However, if they do fire the special attack, they get direct damage dealt to themselves. Applying a power sting is via the special attack 3. This is where you apply an indefinite power sting debuff to the opponent. Again, it deals direct damage once activated, and if you are awakened, the power sting has a 100% chance to reapply itself once activated. And if you're at max sig, then there's no chance for it to fail to reapply, but if you are at a lower sig, there is a chance to fail to reapply, and this does increase every time it reapplies. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. If you get to max sig, then that doesn't come into play. The last new ability that Yellowjacket has is a pretty potent Regeneration Reversal. So he has this off the nuclear core, where he reduces the opponent's regeneration rate by 1% for each charge he has, but he also has a 100% chance to inflict a petrified debuff lasting 15 seconds and reducing the opponent's regeneration and power gain rate by a flat 50% off of his special attack too. We're going to take on Realm of Legends Wolverine here with the rank 3 4-star. You're going to see in a minute, it is a pretty potent Regeneration Reversal. This Wolverine is just going to get absolutely nuked when the special 2 is launched. Yeah, there's a bit of RNG favouring us here, but as you can see in a wee minute, there is going to be a pretty nasty Regeneration Reversal. It's definitely his best ability, and it's going to help a lot of upcoming and newer players who get Yellowjacket and don't have a Void or Human Torch yet. So the last thing we're covering today is his new Synergies. The first one up is called Power of Money with Joe Fixit, Yondu, Kingpin and Taskmaster. So villain champions gain 5% attack, and Yellowjacket, when he inflicts a debuff, he gets 10 core charges. This can be quite important, especially if you're firing off the heavy constantly. The next one up is called Revolutions Needs Arms, where villain champions gain 5% health rating, and Yellowjacket, his nuclear core starting charge and overheat points are increased by 10 charges. The last synergies on the list, they're all attack rating or critical damage increased. They're not important, so I'm not really going to cover them too much. They do add a wee bit of attack, so it can be nice, but they're not game breaking. Well, that is how to use Yellowjacket in his buffed version in 10 minutes or less. Managed to smash that timer, so that's great. If you did find this video helpful at all, please drop us a wee like, give me a wee comment, let me know if you found it useful, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for future content, and I'll catch you in the next one. All the best.